Well, liberalism is the conviction or the philosophy that says that we should have equality of permission, not equality of opportunity or equality of outcome. Think of life as a race. Here's the starting line, here's the finish line. Our friends who are socialists, I was once a socialist, believe in equality at the finish line, that all incomes should be equalized, say. And as a young person, I thought that was true, and that's what I wanted. And the problem is that any society that tries to do that on a big scale doesn't work. Inside a family or a small group of friends, equality at the finish line is good and works and is just and is what we want. I don't buy a pizza for the party and then come to the party with the pizza and say, well, I paid for it, I'm going to eat it all. Obviously, I share the pizza with my friends. And in a family, we don't want Cinderella to stay at home to do the housework while her sisters are allowed to go to the ball to compete for the hand of the prince. So equality of outcome, result, income, consumption, is very natural and sensible in a small society and doesn't work at all in a big society. If we pay brain surgeons the same as street sweepers, we get very few brain surgeons and very many street sweepers. It doesn't work out. So we can't do the socialist ideal of equality at the finish line. Well, let's see. Maybe we can do equality at the starting line of the race of life. Have equality of opportunity. Yeah, I believe for many years that was what we were trying to do in a just society, is to give everyone the same education and everyone the same rights. We talked a lot about rights. And the problem with that is, like equality of outcome, we can't do it. It's impossible. Well, why is that? Can't you give people rights and advantages and then we'll all be equal? No, we won't. Some people are more intelligent than I am. Most of you know English and Spanish. I only know English, so you're smarter than I am. How are we going to make us equal at the starting line? What? Drive nails into your head until you forget your English? So you only know one language like me? No, 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 no. Some people are born in South Sudan. Some people are born in Madrid. How do we equalize that? We can't. Indeed, complete equalization at the starting line would make us all identical. It would make us, there would be no basis for trade or conversation. It would be stupid. We would all be the same. We would just sit there silently. But we can have the great equality that was introduced into Western thinking in Holland and England and Scotland in the 1700s. Equality of permission. We don't let the state stop women from becoming airline pilots. We don't let the state stop us from buying in foreign countries what we want. We don't let the state regulate us to the point where we can't can't start a business. In some countries, I think Spain is among them, it's very hard to start a new business because the state has many obstacles, puts many I call them, we say in the United States, hooks and chairs in the way of starting a business. All over the world, we stop people from moving to new occupations or new countries. So there are thousands and thousands of obstacles, preventions that the state introduces. And the great idea in the 18th century, in the 1700s, was to take away these obstacles. In the 1700s and before, kings always won and women always lost. And the great liberal idea is to turn that around, to stop the state, the king, from preventing people from doing what they want to do. It's like the Spanish language. The state has virtually nothing to do with the evolution of the Spanish language. Teenagers in Spain make up new expressions, some of which become part of the Spanish language. So the language, English is the same way, all languages are, is what we call a spontaneous order. It happens. It's like evolution, like natural evolution. It happens. It happens. And that's how the economy should be. We should not be constantly intervening in the economy. So what liberalism is giving you and me the same permissions. We can't have the same starting line. We can't have the same finish line. But we can have equal permissions tomorrow. We can take away all the obstacles immediately. That doesn't mean everyone will end up starting at the same position or ending at the same position, but they're allowed to join the race. And over again, poor people have joined the race, become rich, or at least their children and their grandchildren have. When people are allowed to migrate to Spain or to the United States, their children's children become entrepreneurs or doctors or street sweepers. They become useful members of society. So I believe that liberalism is the way forward in human society. It has a value all to itself, to treat people with respect, to allow them permission to love whom they want, to be whom they want, to, as the English say in England, they say this, have a go, to try out things. And exactly as natural evolution works, or the evolution of the Spanish language, when we allow that to happen, progress happens. We try out things. Just as an example at the end, in the United States, every year, 30,000 new consumer packaged goods are tried out. 30,000, not 1,000 or 100, but 30,000. Now of these, only about 5% survive and become standard items in the grocery store or in the hardware store or wherever. But see that? If the permission is given to try out 30,000 new items for consumers, the consumers get to choose, the economy evolves, and we're all made much better off.